Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to week 2 of Teen Talk. We dedicated this month to National Bullying Awareness. So tonight we're going to be on part 2, dealing with bullies. But before we get started, we want to welcome everybody in tonight. Make sure you tag a friend, tag a teen in this video. We're going to be talking about dealing with bullies. How do we deal with bullies? The proper way to deal with bullies. So go ahead, like, share, tag, share this video with a friend.
What's up, everybody?
Before we get started, we want to send up some prayers for our co-host Mary Collins, who's not feeling well today. So send those prayer hands up. Let her know that we are praying for her speedy recovery. So, ready to get started?
Let's go.
All right. So, how many of you out there have ever been bullied? Have you ever been bullied?
No.
I've never been bullied either, but I know it's a common thing now. So if you've ever been bullied, just slip up your hands, send a heart up, send a like up. You ain't got to let everybody know that you've been bullied. Put it in the comment inboxes and let us know. But what I want to know, we did a lot of teasing when I was in school, like ripping on each other, playing the dozens, what we call it. But I want to ask the question, at what point does teasing become bullying? At what point does teasing become bullying? What do you think?
When it's no longer a joke and the other person, crying or like ain't into it, making them feel bad.
Yeah, because sometimes, we'll be joking, but another person may not, take it as a joke. So even though they didn't mean it that way, you saying that's still considered bullying.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think out there? Let us know. We want you to talk to us on tonight. Let us know what you think. When does teasing or playing the dozens, when does it become bullying? Or is there a line at all? Like, is it bullying from the beginning? Tell us what y'all think. Let me know what you're thinking out there and how you perceive it, because my perception may be a little different because, I grew up in a different era. I grew up in a type of neighborhood where, we didn't call all of this stuff bullying that is really categorized as bullying. So tell me what y'all think. So how do we deal with bullies? How do we deal with bullies? Tell me some ways that you guys think we should deal with bullies. Put it in the comments. Tell us some ways that you may have dealt with bullying yourself. So first thing we got to do, we have to realize that our strength is not from ourselves. It comes from God's spirit in us. So with that being said, we got to have the strength, the power to stand up to bullies. We have to have the power to put our foot down and say, no, I'm not taking that. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to have the strength to go and tell somebody. Sometimes we're scared to open our mouth and speak out and tell somebody. But we got to realize that, our strength comes from God. If we have God's spirit in us, then we have strength, because 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "But God did not give us the spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, of love, and of self-discipline." By tapping into God's spirit of boldness and power, 2 Timothy 1:7 says we must also apply the traits of love and self-discipline. You want to add to that?
Yeah, you gotta have self-discipline. Go ahead. I lost you.
Listen, you paying attention tonight? So we gotta, have the strength, the courage to stand up for ourselves. We gotta have the strength and the courage to speak out and tell somebody else, and realize that, long as God is on my side, I don't have to be afraid, because God did not give us the spirit of fear. And if God did not give us the spirit of fear, then that means, it comes from somewhere else. So where did it come from? It comes from the enemy. Right? And we don't want to be operating under the spirit of the enemy. We want to be operating under the spirit of God. So if we're going to be God's child, if we're going to be representing Christ in this dark world, then we got to stand up and we got to show courage. We got to operate in self-discipline, and we have to operate in love. And that's the one way that we deal with bullies. And now that we know how to deal with them by being courageous and showing love and self-discipline, how do we respond to bullies? How do we respond to someone who is, picking on us or belittling us or making us feel bad or beating us up, taking our lunch money, whatever the case may be, cyberbullying, how do we respond to things like that? Do we respond by swinging back? Do we respond by, posting back? Do we respond by going live on them? How do we respond when we are being bullied? We can respond calmly and with love if we see the bully the way that God sees them. Because at the end of the day, we are each God's children. We're created and made by God. God doesn't look at us and see, bad people. He see his creation. He see his children. Now the sin, of course, he does not like. The sin stinks in his nostrils. But our created being, in the image of God, God sees us through that image. When he looks at us, he's looking for himself because we were made and created in his image. Proverbs 15:1 says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. So dealing with angry people displays our Christian faith. People are watching us. Your friends are watching you, your peers, your teachers, your parents, your cousins, everybody, they're watching how you're going to respond, how you're going to react. We can lose our tempers or we can respond calmly and with love. If somebody's going at you, somebody's, throwing these hateful words at you, it's easy for us to, get angry back and start spitting out words back. But we respond by being calm and still showing love. Keep in mind that God's forgiveness of our misdeeds, God give us grace. So we should, when we dealing with a bully or viewing a bully, then we got to see them in a gentler light.
What if that don't work? Because them kids, you can respond nice, they just make them go harder. So what if that don't work?
Well, you just got to keep on. Because no matter how many times, people talk, most of the time, them people don't really have an issue with you. They have an issue with themselves. They may have dealing with something at home. They may be feeling some type of way about themselves. So, sometimes we got to think about, what this person, what is causing this person to just come at me like that? What is causing this person to, show that much anger, have that much hate in their heart, right? And once the Bible says, resist the enemy and he will flee. When they realize that you're not reacting, you're not responding, they're going to eventually leave you alone. Because what good is it, to keep messing with you and you're not, you're still showing love, you're still smiling. So that's what the Bible says. Sometimes we get angry, we get mad, we get upset, but God can change our hearts so we can try to understand the bully's motives. We might be able to respond with more wisdom once we see everybody the way that God sees them. It's easy to see an enemy as an enemy. It's easy to see somebody who you don't like who don't like you as a foe. But once we start seeing everybody through God's eyes, the way that God sees it, then it'll be easier for us to, have some type of understanding, some type of empathy and show love. Sometimes if that don't work, you just got to walk away, But just remember our first point, though. You got to have courage.
Now you got to tell them to play with you the first time.
You got to have courage.
Yeah,
right?
you gotta look them dead in their face. Look, don't play with me. I don't play like that.
Yeah, that's the first point. We gotta always go back to that. Don't act out in fear. Yeah. Don't show you scared. Don't be timid and shy and scared to speak up for yourself.
Right.
The first thing we talked about is you gotta have courage. Now, the second thing, once you have that courage and you put your foot down and you speak out, then that's when you'll be able to, start seeing them from God's eyes. And you don't have to be angry just because they're angry, right? We can't control a bully, but we can control how we respond to bullies. We can decide who we're going to be and how we're going to act. Let them be the foolish ones. Let them be the ones out there crazy and angry all the time. And you can live your life in peace, in joy, and happiness. I'm not worried about what you got to say. Don't put your hands on me, though. Right. But I'm not worried about what you got to say, what you doing on social media. Until you at me, I don't really care anyway. Because most of the time, people, they be throwing shade. Or they'll be in the corner with a group of people and try to talk about you. But until you come at me, until you at me, then what you got going on is your problem, not mine. I still love you as with the love of God. Y'all can still smile and have a good day. I don't have to respond. I don't have to be angry because I control my emotions.
Right.
Proverbs 16:28 says, a perverse man stirs up dissension or conflict, and a gossip separates close friends. So we don't want to be gossiping about other people. We don't want to be throwing discord. We don't want to be the ones in the group that's talking about everybody, that's pointing out everybody's flaws, that's going live on social media just to talk about somebody to get attention. We don't want to be that type of person. We don't want to be the perverse man. We don't want to be the gossiper, right? We don't, we want to be the ones that's acting out of calm and that's showing love of God. Because if God shows us grace, if God forgives us, then we have to show others that same grace and that same forgiveness that God has shown
Let
us.
us know how y'all deal with bullies. When y'all, some of you older, how y'all deal with bullies? The ones that's in school or the ones that's finished school? How did y'all deal with bullies? Or was you a bully? It's better. It's just better to avoid confrontation. Like you want to stay away from that anyway.
Right.
But don't let nobody pick on your friend. Like if they ain't, you see them speaking up for themselves, speak up for them. Like nah, don't do that. He ain't like that. It takes somebody to have courage to speak up to these bullies. Cause they'll keep going. Don't make them make you look like no fool. Now, we not saying get out there arguing and cause problems. Nah, but they need to know. Look, don't play with me. Go play with somebody else, but don't play with me. So, how y'all deal with bullies? Everybody different. Everybody different. Everybody's situation. Some people fight. Some people tell the teacher. Some people cry. Like what y'all think?
Some people bring guns to school and shoot it up. So
yeah, some people get killed. Some people don't make it home. So whatever you choose, that's the consequence you gotta live with. People getting tired of people bullying. That just a simple fact. People are getting tired being bullied. Parents are getting tired of their kids being bullied. Right. So just do it right. That make you, to me, it make you less of a young man or young woman to pick on people.
Right.
Yeah, that make you look crazy, make you look like a fool. You want to be the class clown, like especially a dude, like they're just goofy. I'm gonna be honest with you, goofy. Ain't no girl gonna want you. No good girl gonna want you.
Because talking about somebody else don't make you look no better. You still look the same. Talking about somebody else's shoes don't make no difference in your shoes. Talking about somebody else's clothes or the way they look or the way they wear their hair, it's not gonna make you look no better. Matter of fact, it actually makes you look ugly, because if you're ugly on the inside, you're definitely ugly on the outside. Yep. So doing that don't get you no brownie points. You don't get no brownie points for talking about other people and putting on people downfall. Maybe that person, can't afford it, or maybe they're going through something. You never know what people are dealing with while you pointing out everybody's flaws. Maybe that person got alopecia. Maybe that person have a skin disease. You just never know why that person have the flaws that they have. So instead of pointing and laughing and trying to make jokes to try to be funny, how don't you pull that person to the side and have a conversation with them, see if they need anything? Maybe they just need a hug. Maybe they just need a friend. You just never know what people are dealing with. And you don't know who was on the edge of suicide or who on the edge of giving up on life. And that one little conversation or that one little hug can make the world of a difference.
Right. You gotta be careful how you treat people, because you never know. God might be working on that individual, and he'll hold you accountable because you want to make jokes out of what he trying to get. It's like you never know. Like, you gonna reap what you sow anyway. Yeah. That's just a proven fact. You gonna go out there and be a class clown and talk about people, you gonna reap what you sow. Telling you, it's gonna, when it come back, you ain't gonna be able to handle it. Ain't nobody gonna probably bully you. You probably keep getting beat up, get your teeth knocked out or something. But whatever you sow, that's what you gonna reap. So just remember that's what anything you do in life. You won't go out there being a class clown, cutting up, acting a fool, picking on people, getting on social media, TikTok. You're gonna pay for that. That's what I'm telling you. You're gonna pay for it. Yeah.
Now, we talked about how we respond to bullies, and we talked about being courageous. One way to be courageous is to avoid it altogether. You don't have to respond at all. A lot of people think that not responding or going the other way or running away is a sign of weakness, but it's not. And we got an example right in the Bible with Saul and David, right? Even though Saul chased David all over the country and David had chances to kill Saul, he had every chance and opportunity to kill him, right? Because he was bullying him. He was chasing him down, tormenting him, but he did not kill him. Why not? Because he knew that Saul was God's chosen king at that time. See, we never know who God is using, who God has in place at a moment. Just because they are not acting the way we think they should act, or they're bullying us, doesn't mean that they're not in that place for a position by God. Because God uses our enemies too, right? So at times it's better to run from the bully. Not in a coward type of manner, not saying that you're scared, but it's using wisdom. You got to know when to respond and when to run. Trusting God to, do his own justice on the bully and to, handle that on our behalf and fight our battles, right? Because if David had killed Saul and dealt with his bully in that manner, then it may have had consequences on David. So we got to remember that sometimes everything doesn't deserve our response and attention. And that does not mean we're scared, right? We just got to have wisdom. And in order to have wisdom, even at your young age, you got to have the Holy Spirit. Because God will always lead you and guide you. And he will always take care of your enemies, right?
Right.
So we should choose, whom we seek advice from. Whenever we're dealing with situations, whenever we're dealing with bullies or any type of, torment, peer pressure, whatever the case may be, seek advice of wise counsel, and make yourself available for that advice, right? Psalms 1:1, blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked or stand in the way of sinners or sit in the seat of mockers. So with what that is saying that, we got to watch who we hang around. We got to watch who we talk to, watch who we're seeking advice from. If you're a member of a Blaze, you got youth leaders you can talk to.
Right.
You got parents you can talk to, right? You got community leaders out there that you can talk to, right? To seek wise advice from. Don't go watch who you're seeking advice for. Don't go to somebody that's going to help you get guns and tell you to shoot up people. That ain't wise counsel, right? Because that's going to land you where either dead or in jail. So how is that wise, right? Being courageous does not mean that you have to pull a gun, does not mean you have to fight, right? Sometimes the stronger person is the one that walks away. Because it takes a lot, let's be honest, for us in our community, in the Black community, it takes a lot of strength to walk away from somebody when they messing with you or talking about you, right? So be the courageous person. Be the one that's showing and displaying the characteristics of God, which is what? Love and self-discipline. We got to be able to control our own emotions. We can't control the bully. We can't control other people, but we can control how we respond.
All right.
And one thing we got to do is we got to watch the kind of friends that we're choosing, right? Choose friends that are going to stand up for you. Stand up, y'all. Guys, stand up for each other. Strength comes in numbers as well. So if you see somebody picking on someone or bullying someone, then go and stand up for that person. Go and step in and say, no, this is not going to happen today, right? Because most of the time, most of the bullies, they really ain't about their life. Most of the time, they just big. So you got to be courageous, stand up for yourself, stand up for your friends, and make sure you're choosing the right friends who's going to tell you the correct way to respond and not respond in foolishness, and not respond in a way that's going to get you kicked out of school or put in jail or detention center or dead, right? So remember, God is not giving us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind, which is self-discipline, right? So we got to be courageous and stand up for each other. We got to choose how we respond, not respond out of anger, but respond out of love. And we got to be able to be willing to seek counsel of those who will give us wise instructions and help us make the right decisions in life when dealing with peer pressures and bullies and whatever else we may have going on.
Right. Just like Killer say, get around the right people, get around the right friends. Like, don't put yourself in a position. Don't let nobody trick you out your position by going to get a gun or doing something to cause harm to somebody else. Get the right people involved. Yeah. That's how you do that. You get the right people involved. Trust me, they get kicked out of school, they gonna get tired of it. Go, get them kicked out of school. They bullying you, So, but don't let nobody, convince you to, take it to the extent to where, you really take somebody's life.
Right.
Like we talked about it last week about the incident that happened at St. Helena. Condolence to the young guy that lost his life, but they said the dude was being bullied. Yeah, he was reporting it. Who told him go get a gun? I don't know. Who gave him a gun? I don't know. And I believe that situation could have been different if the people would have got involved. But people neglected it. They didn't, intervene or stop it from happening. But get the right people involved. Keep telling them, right? Keep telling. Don't let nobody push you to the edge to where you gotta go get a gun.
Right.
Yeah, because you're gonna regret it, man. Even though you might think they wrong, but you're gonna pay for what you do too.
Right.
So if you go out there and kill somebody or hurt somebody, you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for that, man. So don't throw your life away. Don't put yourself in a situation. Get around the right people. If you go tell somebody and they ain't fixing it for you, should go tell somebody. Go to their boss. If you go to their teacher, she don't fix it. Go to the principal. Tell your mama. Call the school board. Do whatever you need to do, so you don't put yourself in a position to throw your freedom away. Yeah, because once you get a record, and it's over with for you. You ain't gonna get a good job. So you got to think about all that. Don't even though they bullying, picking on you, get the right people involved. Don't let nobody trick you out your position.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't let them trick you out your position, man.
So how do we respond to bullies? We should respond in a way that's consistent with biblical principles and godly wisdom.
Right.
Always use wisdom. Always stand firm on your biblical principles. Right.
Noel said most bullies are seeking the same love and attention. We are all seeking. Yeah, I believe that most bullies are broken inside.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that they ain't getting the attention at home. They just broken inside. They not happy with themselves. Right? It's something that they dealing with for them to go out there and be a class clown or pick on somebody else. So, if you've been the ones that are being bullied, you got to look at it like, man, they broken inside. Something wrong with them.
Right.
Yeah, something wrong with them. But you just wake up every morning and think you just gonna be a big bully. Like what? So you need, but if you see that, go tell. Like, man, go tell so that person can get the right help. The bully, whatever he need, get the right help. But we gotta start saying something.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid. You gotta stand on business the first time. Like, don't play with me. Let them know. Like, look, don't laugh and joke with it. Nah, I don't play like that. I don't crack joke. We ain't gonna put no hands on each other. We ain't gonna horseplay. We not doing none of that, because that ain't what I do. If they do it again, go tell. I'll go straight to the principal office. So will. Yeah. You appreciate it later. But if you take matters to your own hands, you'll regret it.
Right.
Quit worrying about, they're gonna say you a snitch or you're a rat. Listen, you got to choose what's right, because you're going to pay for it. They're going to be gone on. They're going to graduate school. You're going to get kicked out, got to go to these alternative schools because you flashed out because you can control your feelings. Like Kelly said, dealing with a bully.
Yeah.
Learn how to control your feelings. But that don't make you scary. That don't make you weak. That don't make you no less of a young person, because you want to go tell and get the right people involved, right? Everybody know about the story with David and Goliath. Like, every bully gonna have their day. But it ain't up for you to take it into your hands. Yeah, Goliath thought he couldn't be touched. He thought nobody can whoop him. He thought he had everybody scared. He was taunting people. He was talking crazy till his day came. Yeah, you never know when your day gonna come. If you a bully, it's always gonna have somebody that's gonna take you, that's gonna be better than you. They gonna outsmart you. They gonna whoop you, or whatever it is. Just know your day coming. So don't put yourself in a position, because you're gonna sow what you reap. Go out every day, do good, get an education. You're looking at the world like nobody got time for that anyway. I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself, have fun, but just trying to, belittle other people, or put down on them, make them look bad, like, you're gonna pay for that, right? especially you ones that's in high school, you can look at what's going on in the world. Nobody have time for you to be dealing with no class count. Your mom ain't got time for me coming to no parent conference because you being a bully. You want to act a fool? Nah, go to school, get your education, do good, try to exceed further than what your mom and daddy did.
Right.
Get some money, get out the hood. I told my nephew, go get some money, man. Get out the hood. Like this not what's up. Like I don't know this generation. Like I don't know. They I don't know. I don't know where it went wrong at. This not what's up.
Right.
Gang banging and slanging iron and rap beef, man. That's not what's up, man. You don't come back from stuff. You don't hear success stories from that. The only thing you hear about is that people going to prison or they dead.
Or they dead.
Yeah, you don't.
Or
you
they
don't.
running.
Or they running.
Can't
like
live a happy life.
You want to be a rapper? Most of them on RICO charges. Now, like these people are finding ways to put y'all in jail. You want to go around here saying you a rap group and you in the gang? They got somewhere gonna hold you. You think them jails full, they gonna keep billing them. So go to school, do right, get your education so we can change the narrative, change the way things going. Like people tired of going, like, certain stuff I'm just getting numb to like okay, here we go again. Like God dang. So that's not what life is. God said, I came that you may have life.
And life more abundantly.
I didn't come for you to be looking over your head, carrying guns and talk about who you gonna turn at school tomorrow. How in the world you gonna go to school and be a bully? You ain't even passing. You should just feel stupid.
Well, what I've learned that most of the time, those people that's cutting up in class and acting out and sitting there talking about people, they have a learning problem.
Yeah.
So instead of dealing with the learning problem, they don't want to be embarrassed. So they sit there and they act out and they talk about everybody else and they be a class clowning. Some kids are actually bullying the teachers, talking about the teachers and just disrupting class on purpose.
Yeah.
Deal with that learning issue and stop acting a fool.
Yeah. You're gonna make the wrong. I'm just telling people now, if Money ever come home saying she being bullied, I'm not waiting to know next week. I'm not waiting to no meeting start. I'm going to that school the next day. And I'm gonna let that teacher know you need to pay attention to that. Whoever being bullied, I'm gonna let you know because you're gonna feel me. Like, don't just go to school, learn, get your education. What you want to grow up with,
right?
Especially in high school, you need to be figuring out what you're gonna do in life. Like your mama can't take care of you forever.
Right.
Get your education, go to school, do good, like enjoy life. Like, but you'll blow it. You'll blow it because you want to be the high school clown. You want to be the one that make everybody laugh. You want to pick on everybody. You want to talk about people, and you gonna blow it. What's for you?
Right.
The same people you picking on, you gonna have to work for them one day. They got stories like that. You got to be careful how you treat people. Listen what I'm telling you. You can go out here thinking that your day won't come. He said he'll prepare a table in the presence of your enemy. The same people that you picking on in high school, 20 years down the road, now you got to be cleaning a building. Yeah, now you're a janitor. Now you need that person. So now how stupid you feel. The same people you were bullying, you could have been side by side with them. Y'all could have been co-owners. But you choose to be the class clown. You choose to just blow your freedom, just blow your education. You don't want to do right at all. How in the world you go to school, you don't even go to school, do good, man. Like, I don't know what's wrong with these kids. Like, what's wrong with getting good grades? Like, what's wrong with studying? Like, what's wrong with betting yourself?
Right.
Right? Like, your parents want you to win. They want what's best for you. Like, this generation tough. Like,
And let me tell y'all something. It's nothing wrong with being smart. I'll use myself for example. When I was in school, when I went to school, I was in advanced classes. I was taking high school classes in middle school. I was taking, the next grade level classes. I was a freshman taking sophomore taking junior. That's how I was. I sat in the front row. I wasn't scared. I wasn't afraid to show that I'm smart. But at the same time, ain't nobody to play with me either. And I enjoyed my life. I enjoyed my high school years. I had fun. I had friends.
Yeah.
So you can have the best of both worlds. You can get good grades and you can be cool at the same time. Nobody, not in front of my face. I never heard nobody call me a nerd. Nobody talked about me. Nobody put down on me. As a matter of fact, I won homecoming queen. I won prom queen. I was in the top 10 at both of my middle school and high school graduations. So you can be smart. You can get an education. You don't have to be with that foolishness, and you can still be cool. You can have fun. What good is it? You can't have fun if everywhere you go, you scared a fight gonna break out or somebody might start shooting. That's not living life. That's not having fun.
Yeah.
So, watch who you put your mouth on too at the same time, because like I said, for one, you never know what that person is dealing with. You never know what that person is thinking, what mental state that person is in, because like we said, it happens all the time, and to get closer and closer to home that people will grab a gun and shoot up, and they don't care who they shoot, right? So watch who you put your mouth on, and at the same time, on the flip side, control how you respond. You control your own emotions. You have the power to control how you think, how you feel, and how you respond. Even though they respond out of anger and out of hatred, you can still respond out of love, and you can still have self-discipline and self-control.
Yeah. Learn and learn how to respond for your friends. Don't let people talk about your friends.
Right.
Yeah, don't be in talking about them. Nah, don't do that. You don't talk about people behind their back. Don't do that. You stand on what's right. It's something about standing on what's right. Looking out for people, making sure people straight, right? Because I'm telling you, I don't care what you believe in, you're gonna pay for what you do. That's just the way life. Yeah, that's just the way life goes. Like, you want to be disrespectful, don't want to listen to your mama, you're gonna pay for that. This is what I'm telling you. So, people telling you like you need to cut it out, quit being a class clown, do right, go to school, and you don't want to do it, you're gonna pay for it. I'm telling you what I know. You're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay for it, and it's gonna hurt you. So the best for you just get it right now. Like, do good, like Kelly say. Get your education, get you a good job where you ain't gotta work every single day, just to get a decent check. Get your education so you can enjoy what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, you don't grow up doing a job that you don't even enjoy. You're gonna be miserable. You're gonna hate going there. So get your focus, get back focused. Get your focus.
She see them kind of people in court now. She see them every day.
Yeah.
Kids. Just because you young, don't think you can just do it and get away with it because I'm young or I'm a minor. They charging some minors as adults these days.
Yeah, you going to jail, man. You gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay for that. Yeah, just do good. Cause you're gonna pay for it. Yeah. You just do good. That should be everybody's motto. Just do good. Like, it ain't about trying to be perfect. It ain't trying to just do good. Yeah, God, that's what God is about. Jesus love you. Just do good. Long as your heart is in the right place, you'll make it. But a lot of y'all hearts messed up. You don't care about nothing. You don't care about people. You don't care about what your mama think. You don't care about what your daddy think. Like, your heart just tore up, and you're going to pay for that. That's what I'm telling you. You're going to pay for the decisions you make. Some of you young people that listen to me, you need to go get your heart right. Before you do anything, before you talk about getting good grades, you need to get your heart right where you can let all that stuff go that you deal with. Yeah, that anger, that like what? Find out why you're angry. Go talk to somebody. Go talk to somebody. I talked to my little nephew, like, why are you so angry? Like, I can't figure it out. Like, what this world have done to what these young people are so angry like that? Like, you just gotta shoot somebody. You gotta get a gun. Like, what's the problem? Like, what is it? Like, it's most of these young men. Got some young women too that's angry, disobedient, disrespectful. You just ain't out there, gang banging and shooting, but they have their ways too. But like, I wonder why this generation why they gotta be so tough? Nobody afraid of death. Nobody don't fear God. Like what happened? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. Like, my mind been in a maze because I don't have a clue why they so angry. All they do is flash guns on TikTok, social media.
Guns and money, and all you're doing is drawing the wrong type of
attention. They rap about it. Everything is like it's just based off anger. It's based off hatred. It's no love. Like, life is better than that. Go enjoy. Tell your mama you want to go on a vacation. Go see. Tell your mom, look, save some money next year. I want to go somewhere. You parents, we got to figure something out to figure out why these kids so angry and hateful, so we can stop this bullying.
And one thing we talked about last week is we got to start making sure we're showing that love at home too.
Yeah, you got to show that love, man.
And what we said, buying stuff is not showing love. Be an open ear. Be somebody that the kids can come to and have an honest and open conversation with. Sometimes they just need to let out some words, how they feel, so they can let some of that anger and hurt go. And if you feel like you can't talk to your parents, find somebody that you can trust, that they will keep everything y'all say confidential. Find somebody to talk to.
Right.
A lot of stuff can be stopped and prevented with a simple conversation.
Right. And parents, if you know you need help with your child, don't have too much pride to go ask.
Parents gotta,
and that's the thing about a lot of parents. Like, what your kid doing, but you don't have the answer.
Some of them will just be blind to the fact.
Or you don't want to believe it, and then you end up paying for it. Now you got to put your house up, or you got to go get GoFundMe to bury him.
And GoFundMe is a ripoff, so don't do that.
Deal with them kids. Don't let that stuff slide that you see. You could on the world just taking them out. You knowing it ain't good. Go, if you don't know the answers, go find somebody know the answers. But whatever it is, stop overlooking it because you think it's not gonna happen. It's gonna keep building up. It's gonna keep going on and on. Then it's gonna get to a point one day you get that phone call and you can't come back from. Yeah, they got a lot of parents. They got phone calls change their life forever.
Forever.
Yeah, so don't be in that position thinking that your child won't put themselves in one of them crash dummy position because you won't, get the right help to help them. That don't make you no less of a parent.
Right.
Let's just get that out the way. That don't make you no less of a mama. That don't make you no less of a daddy, right? Because most of us been raised in like single homes and stuff like that. So you can't blame you for everything that you don't know.
Right.
But you can blame yourself for not going and get the help.
Right.
Yeah, don't you just because you weren't taught it the right way, okay, that's fine. But now you grown, you know better, you do better. But if you want to have too much pride and don't want to go sit down with some of them older people that done survived some stuff, some of them grandmas that left, they done went through some stuff and they done raised kids, and you need to go sit down and have a conversation. Like, look, this child cutting up at school, I don't know what to say. Like, I need some advice. Like, some of y'all just need to be real. Like, some of y'all, I'm gonna say that half of them get mad. Half of them, your kids like same sex, you won't deal with it because you don't know how to respond to it. Go get some help.
Well, first of all, you can't be your kids' friends. You can't be afraid to hurt your kids' feelings because sometimes, you gotta hurt feelings. You gotta put on punishment. You gotta do things. And listen, bring your kids to church, right? Especially if you have kids that want to be involved and want to be active and want to go to church. Bring your kids to church. It's not just saying that, coming to church solve everything, but fellowshipping as a family and communion with God as a family will make a big difference in the home, right? What Noel said?
Oh, she said you heard the defendant in court say that he killed somebody because they had to prove a point, but couldn't explain why. They
had to prove a point.
Yes, that's what they do. They prove points now.
And then what that point got you? What that proving point got you?
LJ, he said that you gotta act hard because if the people not gonna try you because they think you soft. So in order to not to be bullied, they basically play hard. So he want, what should he do?
You don't have to play hard, but people can smell fear, right? You don't have to play hard, but that don't mean you have to be, scared. Don't be afraid. Stand up for yourself. But I ain't gotta go out and beat my chest and try to act like and slang iron just to prove that I'm hard so nobody won't mess with me. I'm a girl, so maybe you should answer that.
For me, when it comes dealing with people that don't play with me, The first time I said that's the same way I am. Every time they do it with anybody, like whatever I don't go for, that's what you stand on. But a lot of times these kids, like if somebody getting the best of them, they'll want to get tough. They'll want to get hard. They want to fight. No, you stand on, like, I don't play that. Like certain stuff you shouldn't tolerate. You can't tolerate it one day and then let it go on the next day. That you don't have to be hard. You don't have to be tough.
Right. But
people just got to know, like, he's serious about that. He don't play about that. Certain stuff people shouldn't play with you with. Like certain stuff, people not gonna play with me. Like you, that we ain't gonna even talk about. You're not gonna play with me. Like I laugh and joke, but the disrespectful stuff, you gonna know. Like nah, we gonna leave that alone, right? We so that need to be on the forefront in the beginning when people do that. But you don't have to be hard. You don't have to be tough. You ain't got to show out. But people can see when you faking anyway.
Right.
Yeah, but if you like, and it's they know it's coming from a true place. Yeah, they won't mess with you because they know, like, he don't go for that. Like he don't stand it. But you just acting out of emotion because something happened at that moment. People can always do that to try to get a reaction out of you. But we got to wrap up, man. Listen, we got our Takeover Sunday coming up October the 29th. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Yes. Yeah, so we got the TMM project that's going to come and do some demonstrations and further our understanding and talk about bullying and make it a fun, interactive thing. And then we got Corsa going to come up behind them with the word. They're going to be talking about bullying.
Right.
So make sure you all are there, tuned in. 507 South Cypress Street, October 29th, 10 a.m.
Right. And we got our trunk or treat October the 31st. What time it start?
6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We're going to have cars with candy, trunk. Y'all know what trunk or treat is, cars with candy. We also going to have some free food out there. So bring the kids to a safe environment. We ain't got no drugs or no razor blades in our candy, because you got to watch out for that these days now. The candy have drugs in them and stuff now. So bring them into a safe environment where they're going to be good and be safe and have fun and, still be in a Christian environment, a safe environment, instead of out there in the world with all the hoodlums and witches and drugs and drama and all that other stuff.
Right. And I want to personally invite you this Sunday. If you don't have a church home, you're looking for a church. Listen to what I'm telling you. I don't tell lies. I speak the truth. Something is going on at Showers of Blessing.
Everything you said.
I'm not saying that because that's my church home, but what anybody that been there the last 3 Sundays, listen to what I'm telling you. You experiencing something that never happened before. Like it's at another level. It's like you gotta come experience it for yourself. Like it's an experience, and it's been like that for the last 4 weeks. You don't have to believe me. You can ask anybody. Listen to what I'm telling you. You can ask anybody that been at Showers of Blessing from the last 4 weeks, man. I raised my hand to that. You can ask anybody. I'm telling you. You can go ask the one he ain't saved. Because everybody been like, you be getting response from people they ain't saved. They be cussing like a sailor. They be all kind of stuff, but God ain't concerned about that. He don't care about no life you live. Yeah, he don't care about the God. God loving people where they at. We loving people where they at. We ain't judging. We ain't picking on. We ain't doing that. We are loving people where they at, and you are seeing God do something that he never did before. So I want to encourage you. If you don't have a church home, come out this Sunday. Takeover Sunday on the 29th. But this Sunday, come get you experience. No experience like no other, man. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. If you don't like it, come back and say, Carson, man, you lied. But I can almost guarantee you it's gonna be like that. So, come out, enjoy yourself.
And we're gonna be representing, supporting breast cancer fighters, survivors, and also, recognizing those who may have lost the fight to breast cancer. So come out and, we're also going to be supportive. So if you wear pink, wear some pink. If you're a man and you don't wear pink, then, at least get a little ribbon or something, put on your shirt, help us represent.
Right. Listen, if you want to give, there's several ways that you can give, be a blessing to the youth department. Everybody know that there's a part of our youth and what we do. Probably 85% of stuff we do Probably 100% of the stuff that we do for the young people be free.
100% of it do be free.
Yeah, we give, man. We believe in giving. And we do conferences every year. You know, budget steady increasing every year. You know, and we don't ask for a dime. Like we don't make people pay. We give away book supplies. We give away laptops. We give away a lot. Like we give away a lot, and we thank the people that do so, that are blessed, and we thank the people for the sponsors that we do get. But I want to encourage you, if you haven't been giving, sow into what's going on. Like sow into what's going on. Whatever you sow, that's what we putting back out there. We putting it back. We finding ways to give to try to build these young people, just to do something different. But it takes resources. Like everybody know, it takes money to make the world go around. God and people like, oh, I ain't gotta give my money. No, God uses people to give money. Like maybe so God speaking to you, laying on your heart. We want you to sow a seed, but we're gonna pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this moment, thank you for this hour, thank you for being good. We thank you for what's said. We pray, God, that the best is yet to come. We pray, God, that we're speaking against every bully, every person that got hatred in their heart, that's broken inside. We pray, God, that you will do something on the inside of them, that they won't be the same, that they'll love people unconditionally, God. They'll go back and apologize to the people they offended. They're going back to apologize to their teacher. They are being disrespectful to mama, to dad, their sister, their brother. God, we pray, God, that you are breaking whatever it is that's on this generation that cause them to be angry and frustrated and confused, don't understand life. You came that we may have life. We love you. We magnify you. We thank you for our leaders for allowing us to go forth once again. We thank you for what you're doing in their life. We ask that you keep your hand over their life, cover them with your blood, God. Keep giving them what they need to give to your people so we can reach out, change the nation, bring a family to Christ by the power of God and brotherly love. If you don't have a church home, I want to see you this Sunday, 10 a.m., 507 South Cypress Street. Listen, you got to be at 10 a.m. because we start on time. If you be late, you're going to miss it.
Might miss something.
And don't blame me because you didn't get the experience you wanted because you came late. Come on time. This is what I'm telling you. Come on time. Because if you ain't on time, you're going to miss it. It's from the beginning to the end. But if you come halfway, cost that boy lied. Nah, because you were late. So be there at 10 a.m., man. We love y'all. Until next week.